These guys got real samurai vibes. Well, one-page rules is at it again, and their Eternal Dynasty miniatures are freaking sweet, so I figured what better time to add to my pile of miniatures than right now. My name is Troy, this is Facility D20, come on in, we're always making cool stuff, and we got some miniatures to print. These things remind me of Tau, so I figured they make the perfect Pathfinder fire team.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
You guys should check out One Page Rules. They make a ton of awesome miniatures for sci-fi and fantasy games. Really sweet, and they do a great job. I decided to use these here Eternal Dynasty Warriors. I believe you can even get these for free on my mini factory at the moment. I loaded up 5 of them on the bed with a bunch of different head and weapon options. These were going to cost about 85 cents and take about 3 hours. Got the files all sliced up. This is the first print of Warriors. I got about 5 of them on there. We're going to throw them in here and get things rocking and rolling. Hopefully it comes out good. I used some Yousu Red Wax I-Form 182 resin. This stuff is really good resin in my opinion. Print's done, let's have a look. Man, you gotta love it when the prints just come out perfect. One Page Rules, awesome job on these pre-supports. Let's get them cleaned up in the next lot printing. Get them out of their supports very carefully. The small parts I washed in a separate tub with some alcohol because they're too small and they would fall through the basket of my wash and cure machine. But the bigger parts I washed and cured with IPA in my Anycubic wash and cure machine. Next up was the second batch. This time I printed off a couple of drones and a leader. This one's going to be about 4 hours, cost a little over $1. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, smash that like button. It really helps these little channels out and I appreciate it. Thanks. Here you can see I did have a little bit of a problem because one of the drones didn't print and failed and I had a little bit of material stuck on the FET. What I really like about this Yousu Resin is that it's really nice to work with once it's cured. And it's really nice and soft and it's not too brittle, so I can take off all these supports that was left stuck to the Mini pretty easily. You want to make sure you get these little support marks off the head too, so it fits down the socket nicely in the neck. I decided not to put the guns on these guys because it'd be a little easier to paint them. Here they are, the start at least of a pretty non-competitive Pathfinder fire team. Using some Army Painter Air to prime up these miniatures. Started with a Regiment Grey. Highlighted up with a Uniform Grey. And the plan was to bring these things right up to a white, which I find really hard to paint. One final coat of super light gray. Then some FW acrylic ink. This white ink is probably one of the best whites that I've used for painting miniatures anyway, at least through an airbrush. Then a good coat of gloss varnish. The idea here is I wanted a glossy type of white armor. Decided to do pretty much a simple paint job because I wanted to get these things done fast. So some contrast paints it was. Then I tried to do some paint chips with some gunmetal. I really struggled with this. Next up, the pouches and the straps with a little bit of light grey orc skin from D&D Army Painter. An oil wash. Painted this Raiden style hat black. There are a few different hat options, but I really like these Raiden style hats, so that's what I went with on most of these guys. Dry brushed a few highlights and then give it a few paint chips. A little bit of a blue glaze to kind of give this cool effect on the lens for the eyes. Guys, because of the algorithm, I gotta ask to subscribe, so go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you like this channel. Then I decided to put a little bit of red on here, just to kind of make it pop a little bit. Now I did do a couple alien heads, and I wanted to make sure that they were the alien heads without the mask, because I wanted to show that this was in fact non-human. You're never going to get better at something unless you try. And I kind of tried to do something a little different with this armor, and I'm not super happy with how it's turning out, but that's it. Sometimes things just don't work out like you want. But it's okay, I'm going to keep working at these guys. I'm going to glue up the bases now, and I'm going to finish them up, and I'm going to take away some lessons for next time I do this. Mainly that it's not very good to do metal chips over a glass finish. So I think I kind of messed up there. Plus white is super hard to paint, and I just probably overdid with the white, and I should have used a little more gray highlights. But it's cool, these guys are still pretty cool looking, so let's just finish this project up and get my little start of this kill team together. At least I got something to work with in the future. I wanted to do a really fast, really simple rubble base to make them fit in like a ruined city environment. So just glued a bit of sand to the base, painted it with some gray, and I put a little Mod Podge in here to kind of act like glue to hold this sand down a little more. Quick wash and a dry brush just to make the colors pop a little bit. And added a little tuff. Now while these things didn't 100% come out the way I wanted in terms of the paint job, now that they're all done, they're kind of sitting there as one little group and they're on the table. They're definitely pretty decent. Guys, I do have a Patreon if you want to support the channel, check it out, and if you like what you see, go ahead and join. But I gotta say, these guys really capture that like futuristic samurai warrior sort of look, so I think they're very cool minis. One Page Rules always does a great job. Excellent stuff. Guys, check out some more videos on my channel. Stick around, I appreciate it.